Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to a special Sunday afternoon session where I'm coming back on to complete the donations that I did not get to in my earlier session, and then also all the free readings. I didn't get to any of the free readings in the morning session, but I'm coming back on to finish all those out too. You'll notice there's no chat in this session. I'm not taking any new requests. I'm just finishing up everything from this morning, but I shall return. And it looks like the video just reset. So for those of you that didn't hear that, okay, yeah, now it's saying it's live. It looked like it was delayed and starting here. So sorry about that. But this is a special session where I'm coming back on to complete the morning's donations and free readings. As I mentioned, I did not get to any of the free readings, so I'll complete all those. There's no chat listed because I'm not taking any new donations. Yeah, but I'll be back on Friday for free readings. If you're looking for answers in the meantime, you can check out my main channel. I've got monthly readings for July and August out there. I've got quarterly solstice readings, which are relationship readings for singles and looking and married or in a relationship, or happy hermit. So it covers all zodiac signs, all three of those in each of those. Got weekly pick-a-cards for Cancer season. For all you Cancer sun babies, there's bonuses there for you. I got new moon, full moon, meditation, a bunch of stuff. So that's if you go to my main page, follow your heart, and spirit will guide you to the reading that has your answers there. Also, I offer personal readings, and all that information and all the other services I offer are listed down below in the description box and on my main page at bradazen.com. So you can check it. I'm going to continue to use this deck here, the Ravenous Dracon Tarot. So we will be using those, and we're going to jump into, I've got a handful of donations first, and then we'll jump into the free reading. So up first, we do have Violetten Tarot. Thank you for your patience in getting to your reading, and for everyone getting to your readings today. So, and thank you for that donation. How's the love connection between you and G looking? All right, let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about this love relationship between you and G? So they do want those and those. And just those two. Yep. All right. So let's see what we got going on here. All right. Looks like there's a little bit of internal razzmatazz going on here. Because the bottom of the deck, you do have the Three of Swords. So the underlying energy is a fear of disappointment, a fear of heartbreak, some expectations that are not being met, right? And so we've got those below the surface here. And so I feel like on the external, it doesn't feel, like it's being shared. I feel like it's a lot of internal stuff that's going on between the two of you, because you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is, like a hermit's kind of journey. The nine is the hermit's card, which doing tarot, I'm sure. And the Pentacles outside suit. So for me, the Nine of Pentacles is like this hermit, being away from the world, connecting with spirit, having some alone time. And during this alone time, we've got the Magician card that's coming up, which is awareness around where I'm investing my energy, what is unfolding here. I do feel like there's different perspectives from both of you. And, you might just have different expectations, different thoughts, different, I won't say desires, but it's just different rules around relationship that you've grown up with. Some high expectations, and others in other areas not so much, but there's enough of difference where I feel like there's not like this, cohesiveness. And so there's some opportunities to question when these triggers are popping up inside me. What is that? What is this fear that's at the root of this? Because I feel like there's, with that Three of Swords again, that there's just some disappointments and some things that aren't working out. quite like we want them to, and so it's igniting and igniting. But I don't feel like I said, I don't feel like it's being shared, like the disappointment. You're not like outright to each other going, "You're disappointing me," it's just more of the, and you're picking it up, especially you. I feel like, of course, you're empathic and you can pick up on emotions. You kind of feel like, what's going on with them? But I don't know if they have a clue about what's going on inside of you. But you've got the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords too. This is where I feel like there's this clarity coming in, and it has to do with what fulfillment of the outside world feels like. And, there's this grounding energy that I feel coming in with the King of Pentacles. And so there is this, you know, I know you get it, that you know that, okay, this is happening for me. How can I look at this and how can I transform this? What's going on, right? You're not afraid of shadow work. I don't feel like they've done a ton yet in their life. They're kind of, this King of Pentacles is kind of giving me the energy that they're kind of outward focused a little more than inward. But I feel like you're really drawn in looking at yourself more. And I feel like, you know, they're contemplating a bit, not like detailed, like anywhere near what you do, but there is this 9 of Pentacles. It does feel like they're kind of wanting alone time because they're still disappointed, even though they're not sharing it. And they're just trying to figure out what's going on. Why do I feel this way? Part of all this, too, is I feel like the love energy and the emotion between you guys is expanding. You got the 6 of Cups, which for me is a past life energy emotional connection, and the Page of Cups is this and heightened emotion that's coming in here. I feel like it's planetary too. I've been getting a message like over the last year or so that normally, let's say we're 10% conscious and 90% subconscious as humans. It's like we've been granted access where the subconscious we've dropped in, to, um, like 79%. So we've gained where we've the consciousness of our subconscious, like the access to it is expanded to where we're like, oh, so it's more like, we're only like 10, the word it is, it's like I'm 90% conscious and 10% of what's going on in my subconscious, right? So there's all this subconscious that's down there that I'm unaware of. And it's like we've gotten a little more of a level of it, which is igniting our connection to the Akashic records, our past life memories and emotions, and those are bubbling to the surface. And you guys do have, of course, past life connection, which you pick up on and you feel, and that's some of what's confusing them a little bit too, because they're like, "What is this? I don't know what this is." You're like, "Oh," and you're feeling it, and you're feeling that draw. But there is that energy that's there too. So I don't feel like there's anything too weird going on. I know that sounds weird, but you got the 5 of Wands on the bottom after that, which is this transformation of movement from lower vibration to higher vibration. So I feel like whatever you guys are going through, whatever this super reflection, that it does transform here. And I feel like you guys will communicate things. And I like that you're kind of owning it individually and not going, "You're doing this to me," a whole lot, if at all. And you're going, "Okay, this is mine to own," and everything. But then you can communicate, this is what I struggle with myself, and not going, "When you do this, it makes me feel this way." It's, I've been noticing that I struggle with this and everything. So if you're picking up on that, just know that in these situations, and if there's anything that I'm doing that I can help you with yours, as well, maybe we can work on these together if you have anything. But maybe when this is happening, if I can do this, if you could do that, that would help me. Do you think you could do that? And then be like, "Yeah, I can do that." It's like, instead of saying, "When you're acting like a jerk, can I ask you to stop? Can you stop?" That won't work, right? If you're like, "When I'm feeling this weird feeling, Can I just mention it? And then you can just say, don't be silly or whatever, and then you're like, okay, good. It's like that validation and that support, I feel. So that's what's coming in, Violet. And so if that resonates, that's what's for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. So let us continue as we go forward. All right. Let me just make sure here. Okay, very good. I just want to make sure we had a package delivered that she grabbed it upstairs. So that's good. All right. So, and I just got a comment coming through. Yeah, I am. This is for anyone new that's popping in here. This is the second portion from this morning, the completion. So, and yours is still a couple away. I am. It's all right. So, HTTPS, you are up next. Thank you for your multiple donations today. I really appreciate that. And you were wanting to do the overall energy for July. So let's see what they want you to know about the overall energies coming in here. So let's take a look. All right. So you got those, and those, and that one. All right. So 2221. We'll see what these are here in a moment. But on the bottom of the deck, you've got the yeah, and I feel like these are important here too. But you got on the bottom of the deck the Page of Swords, which is all about new clarity coming in here in the month of July. And the Five of Swords represents like a conflict that goes on between the head and the heart. You also have the Five of Pentacles on the bottom, which has to do with these feelings of abundance and lack and, any kind of old feelings of feeling abandoned, left out in the cold. But I feel majority with all these three cards coming in together, they wanted those to come out, are, a clarity and a knowingness of these beliefs around lack and where does my sustenance come from, and kind of getting past these blocks and these barriers, because we're all taught we depend on the outside world and then we depend on humans. When they freak out, they go into fight or flight mode and they do abandon us. They do go into survival mode, take back all the support, and then we're left feeling abandoned and feeling lacking, right? This transformation and this knowledge and clarity that I feel like it's an extra reinforcement of knowledge maybe you already are aware of, but just bringing clarity and bringing it into reality, right? That creator and spirit are the ones that bring us what we need in each moment. It's not humans. It's like, we order something from Amazon and it gets delivered. It's like the creator brings things through other people. They're the delivery company, but they're sometimes I don't even need that. They're just, um, we're just given things from creator without humans needing to be involved directly at all. And I just like this freedom that is coming in with all this, because it's like, all right, I'm really beginning to trust creator with the outside world, with abundance, with money, with whatever I feel I need. We always have what we need, or we wouldn't be here right now, right? We'd be dead if we didn't get everything we needed. Not everything our ego always wants, but they don't just give us bread and water either. They want to give us more because that's how generous they are. But I just feel like there's this beautiful relationship that's opening up between you and creator about trust, and that you can trust them, and they will provide and they will bring things your way. That's the bottom of the deck. Let's see what else for the month of July here, what they want you to know here. Okay. Well, I think your message is about pentacles. you got the Eight of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. So that things will unfold, progression, the abundance and sustenance will make themselves known and unfold here throughout the month, because you got all that. Just continue to do the work, continue to do and trust, and that completeness and fullness will come in here for you very quickly. Yeah. So just be aware of your energies. 10 of Wands is reevaluating where you're investing all your energy and watching your flow of emotion, right? And what comes in with all this is, and I know you know about manifestation because obviously you were one of your earlier questions was about your future manifestations, I believe. But there's this, you know, focusing and focusing on too much, right? The 10 of Wands is like creating three buckets: the urgent and important, the truly urgent, truly important, because everything we're taught these days is everything's important, everything's urgent. It's like, no, it's not. What's truly important and urgent is bucket one. Bucket two is what is important, but not urgent. You can plan that out and spread it out over weeks, months, or whatever. And then there's the third bucket, which is the unimportant, but is urgent. It's urgent. But if it's not important, you really don't need to, you know, invest energy in that, right? So it's about evaluating where the energy is being invested and really focus on bucket one, kind of plan out bucket two, and disregard bucket three for a while. I just feel like you've been burning, 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 and it's time to kind of readjust so you can make progress on the important and the urgent, and then everything else will flow. And this being aware of your emotional and energetic flow is kind of the focus with this for the rest of July. And that makes sense because with all this, you know, super over concern, maybe we have a little bit of fear that comes in and goes. And then when we're so distracted doing trying to do too many things, it can feel like we don't have enough. And when we take time to sit back and enjoy life and rest and super focus and not try to do everything that is on the plate, but bucket it out, that allows some good flow here. Yeah. Yeah, you have the Sun card coming in with the High Priestess. The High Priestess, of course, making sure you're taking your meditation time, your time alone with Spirit, stepping back, connecting higher. The Sun card too, besides being victorious and a bright light shining on things, there's also this energy of the inner child, and to do take a look at the pentacles, the feelings of lack, the feelings of not having enough, and how does that revert back to earlier childhood, 7 years old and younger. It's going to be emotionally based, right? And I know I've probably shared a lot of times the Six of Pentacles, take 10 with Zen. And if that doesn't sound familiar at all, what I'm going to do here, let me grab that and I'll put it down next to your name when I'm done with the video. It's episode 5, which is the Six of Pentacles. And it talks about how to look at our out of balance or our rate of exchange that we have within ourselves, right? That we try to have to give so much to deserve so little. And when that inner child comes in with all of these, below the surface here, that it really is like, showing us this nudge towards that. Because you did have, let me just put these in order here. Because you do have, on the bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Pentacles too. So, when we're looking at this, let me see here if I can do this. Here we go. When you look at all you have the Five of Pentacles. Oh, the Six is missing. 7, 8, 9. It's like the Six of Pentacles is kind of going, hey, take a look at me, which is that, equal giving and receiving, and that's bringing it down to 1 to 1 instead of 1 to 1,000. And with the World card, it does show an ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures. It's victorious. So I feel very positive about the rest of July. But I just feel like a big turning point is to really, truly look at that Six of Pentacles and see when you were 7 years old and younger, even into the womb, these feelings you have about, I have to give so much and I get so little back. And I guess that's the way it's supposed to be. That's what our little inner child does. And that rate of exchange drops into our subconscious and it runs on autopilot for the rest of our lives until we bring it into our consciousness and we question this and then we correct it through forgiveness and transformation of things. And then one to one, and then there's this flow that comes in. It's equal give and receive. And so I feel like that's important for you. So that's what they have for you right now, Little brother. So enjoy, and thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. And then up next, I've got 3 from Supernova. So we'll do those 3. And then, just for the sake of, for those of you who made donations, and then Amy, and then IMM will be up after that. And then we'll start the free readings after that. So just to give you a heads up. All right. So Supernova, thank you so much for all your multiple donations. You single-handedly support me so much. I really appreciate it. I don't know. You must be, are you a baroness? You better not be robbing banks. I'm just kidding. All right. So you're first up here. So this is question number 5. You wanted to know, how does your empathy, your life experiences, and personal issues influence and shape the music and songs that you create? And why do your guides want you to know about it? All right, absolutely. Let's take a look here. So I feel like they're wanting you to know about the impact and how your life experiences influence others, because in a way, it's funny because they're like, um, it helps. It helps knowing that I'm not going through this just for my own experiences and my own knowledge, which is enough, right? I come down here to experience a lot, to understand things, to experience the lower, vibration, to contrast it against the higher vibration of what I am, so I understand myself more. That alone is awesome. But what helps the human side of us kind of to know that um, it's worth it in a way, is that it also is going to help so many people, that everything I'm going through, I'm able to share with people who also go through it, and maybe in a small way. And this is like all of us, right? My hope is that in sharing spirits messages, but also like in my podcast, From Chaos to Cozy, sharing my chaos and my journey, that people can glean a little bit of help from it, so that they don't have to learn learn the as hard of the lesson as I did, that it can be a little easier learned by vicariously living through my experiences. And that's why I feel like they want you to know about it, is because it's kind of an encouragement to go, what I'm going through, kind of like, how in America there's this phrase, taking one for the team. It's like, what? I'll take this one for the team. I'll go through the hardship so that I can share with you all, so you guys don't have to. That's like kind of the energy that's here, which is funny. How does your all of this shape your music and song? Well, first of all, with the Emperor, whatever way you want, you're the one in charge of how it all unfolds, how it goes forward. So with this Emperor energy, it's like Aries birthing. It's allows you to in a way, decide what I want to do with this, where I want it to head, what I want to do. It's like they're like, you're in charge, you're driving the bus, as we usually say. So whatever way you want it to, they don't have us supposed to and any expectations about how it is supposed to. They're like, however you want to share it, is how it will come through. But they're like, we're not driving the bus. We're along for the ride with you, so what do you want to do with it? That takes a lot of pressure off. It's empowering, right? I mean, if it's like, well, what am I supposed to do, with messages from spirit or whatever, and they're like, "I don't know, what do you wanna do?" And I'm like, "Just tell me, I don't wanna do it wrong." And there is no wrong. So if there is no wrong, how would you wanna do it? "Well, I'd wanna do this." "Well, then do it that way, that's perfect." They're not like, "Oh, well, okay, maybe we do need to tell you how to do it." No, they don't do that. There's nothing new under the sun. They've been around for millennia, millennia, millennia. They've experienced so many things, um, that they're just like, "Well, how do you wanna do it?" Create, there's no wrong way. So I like that. So let's take a look here and see. So the heartache and disappointments is a theme, of course. So it's like understanding the fears and understanding the expectations. I like the Three of Swords too. That's kind of them saying that you don't have to fear disappointing us. There are no expectations. So that's kind of there too. Yeah, Ace of Wands. Just you have the magic wand. You get to create with it what you want. They're not even like they're showing like a Harry Potter with a magic wand, someone learning to use their magic wand. They're not grabbing their hand and going, "Okay, this is how you do it." They're just saying, "Okay, here's how you could do it," and invent all sorts of different ways. There's common ways people do things, but this is like a new passion, a new expression. And again, there's no wrong way to express this. And I just feel like they're saying you just take ownership of your ability. Yeah. Because you have the chariot card here, which is your power of choice, right? You have the Knight of Wands. So there again, there's the dragon grabbing the magic wand, stepping into your power. This knight is on a quest for the Ace of Wands, which you have here. So they're like, the quest is more about learning how to use your power and adjusting it, knowing there's basics that you're doing, but then how do I want to put a twist on that and allowing the flow to come in, because that chariot is telling you that you get to choose how you express it and how you want to do it. Again, there's no wrong way, and like you said, and then we always talk about when you're like opening up and you're allowing creativity to flow through you. And sometimes you open up and Kurt comes through and says, "Do you mind if I play a couple chords?" And you're like, "By all means, sir, please do." We had the Five of Pentacles that came in with those two cards too, which, the feeling of lack, the feeling of unworthiness, the feeling like I don't have that ability. BS, we cry BS, you do. And so don't whenever those whispers come up of like, "Well, I'm not really that good." You've got this entire creative force. You've got lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of it cracks me up. Lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of being a musician of all different kinds with all different types of instruments. You've got all this inside of you. So when you're saying, "Well, I don't know. I don't have it, I don't know how talented I am." They cry shenanigans, and you can take a look. The reason I was cracking up is the last card here is the Empress. Master of creativity. Boom. But you always get the Empress, and that's why you get it, because you are the master of creativity. Lady Gaga, Madonna, Cher, all those big ones, these divas, they created things in their own way. And it was refreshing, not just regurgitating and going, "Whoa, another one of them." It's like, "Oh, here is supernova shining bright. Haven't seen that in the sky before." And there you are. All right. So that's what they have for number 5 for you there. So thank you again for your multiple donations. And number 6 was, what other cool things does Kurt want to teach you about music? Oh, how fun. Let's take a look here and see. I'm going to speak through Oracle this time. Oh, yeah. So they are drawing me to this terrestrial fauna Oracle. So what about an animal? I wonder what animals. What about music and animals? That's interesting. There was this she's kind of looked shamanic in a way, a singer, and I've seen her in a bunch of different places. I think she even showed up like on Britain's Got Talent or somewhere, and she did these forest and jungle noises from her lips, and you're just like, wow, it was sounded so real. So if you closed your eyes, it sounded like you were in the middle of this, you know, in the middle of nowhere in the jungle or a forest, hearing all these animals. Coyote, yeah, 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 yeah. So they're gonna teach you here through the coyote um, energy. So what do they have to teach you? Cool things about music. So the coyote is a cunning and versatile creature, extends an invitation for you to embrace your innate resourcefulness and adaptability. Much like the coyote, navigate the landscapes of life's challenges with astuteness and flexibility. Have confidence in your instincts and your ability to uncover creative solutions for any situation. Wow. Coyotes encapsulate the essence of the wild, encourage you to reconnect with your primal nature, reawaken your intuitive senses, heed your inner guidance, and passionately pursue your interests. Express your authentic self and embark on journeys into uncharted territories. The coyote serves as a symbol of adaptability and the wisdom derived from life's lessons. Embrace changes with an open heart and a willingness to embrace new experiences. Immerse yourself in life's cyclical rhythms, allowing personal growth to flourish through both triumphs and setbacks. Draw upon your internal reservoir of courage and determination when facing challenges, and also that internal reservoir of life experience from past lives, too. Recall that the coyote embodies untamed spirit, camaraderie, adaptability, resourcefulness, and tenacity. Incorporate these qualities into your own life. Harness your resourceful nature and adaptability. Value your connections and affiliations. Welcome transformation and growth, and have faith in your own resilience. Allow the wisdom of the coyote to guide you through life's obstacles with grace and determination. So I like that. It's not that you're going to yelp like a coyote, but that you have this adaptability and this flexibility. Allow yourself to not just be boxed in into just, guitar music, but that be open to learning new instruments, learning new ways of singing, new ways of playing, new genres. Not like, oh, this is my niche. It's like, no, allow yourself to not be bound by anything. I also feel when you meet the songbird, that's what I'm going to call her. She's that person that you're going to be meeting, that you guys really do help each other and allow each other to experience and learn a lot from each other. I feel like you guys kind of do things a little differently and you learn from each other through that too. And that came in with this camaraderie word when that came through. I saw the picture of her as that songbird, and you're like, okay, I get it. This gives me an idea. And it's not like you're duplicating, it just gives you an idea to try something different with your music or your voice, even with lyrics. And so I like it. You do, and the bigger your tribe gets, the more you expand, the more, like someone plays an instrument and you learn how to play it from them, or watching them. And I like this. So I feel like those are some cool things that are coming your way with that as well. Right. So that's what they have for that one, number 6. And then your last one, number 7, you want to know how will you continue to blossom and grow and change and evolve as a person, even though, or even through your musical endeavors. All right, let's take a look here. So let's see what we have coming in here. I feel here that you are, of course, there's going to be a lot of different times of growth and maturity that happen. Um, One of the things that I'm seeing is like you interacting with people and people being jerks and being belligerent and, the normal stuff, but that it just doesn't impact you, just doesn't phase you. And you're just like, really laid back and even diffusing situations by humor and, you know, a little punching someone's shoulder in a friendly way, like, you big lug, you. They're like, what? You're like, you go, you're so cute. It's like, I just feel like um, it's like your energy is evolving, your energy is changing. And it's because as you're letting go of this pain and the lower vibrational stuff, the more you let go of that, the less triggers you have, and you just are becoming less and less triggered by things as you're moving forward. So I like that. They are iterating here that you do have this, important relationships with the lovers, and that is romantic eventually, like we talked about already, but there's really these important relationships you have. So I feel like you, of course, you have Songbird. I feel like there's going to be a strong male energy that plays music. That's going to be an important part of you interacting with them. They just kind of take on this father figure or kind of more older brother figure, because there is this kind of father figure, and it's someone that owns like some sort of venue, whether it's a bar slash coffee house or something like that. I just feel like there's someone that just really clicks with them. They kind of take you in a way under their wing as like a father figure. So no hanky panky with all these three. These are like just, they feel like non-blood family. Like it's the family you're choosing. You're like, there's my sister, there's my older brother, there's my father. And you're like, I'm going to be my own mother though. I don't want anyone mothering me. I'll be that, and I like this for you that's coming in here, this growth that comes in. Yeah. And you'll continue to develop your connection with spirit, with the high priestess here. So your trust and your communication. And the more you raise your love vibration, of course, the more clear you hear, the more clearly you see. You think you hear and see and see things clearly now. Just wait because you're a lot of clarity because you're getting more still and more quiet on the inside with emotions, and you're raising your love vibration to that of joy and gratitude and peace and bliss and laughter more and more and more. Yeah, exactly. As you let go more of your small t truths, so let go more of your fears. That's what's allowing you to do that. And really stepping into it. This is like that emperor energy that we talked about a little, like your last reading. The King of Wands is this fiery that just really stepping into a place of choice and choosing and managing your energy, you know, because right now you're just realizing so much about your life because, of your age, of where you're at, and your things are starting to calm, things are starting to change, and you're hitting the age where hormones are starting to balance out a bit, right? Whereas before we're kind of going crazy as teenagers. 13, really it's like 14 to 21 is when we have a big amount of change that's happened in our physical bodies, but more so up front, all these hormones that are growth and everywhere, um emotionally, physically, and energetically. But this is you stepping into this place where it just really you're stepping in, taking power over your life, and I am getting clarity about what I want and how I want to get there, and I'm putting energy into it. So you kind of have a lot of stuff going all over the place, but I feel like you're really just zeroing it in and you're putting together a plan to move forward. And that's part of the maturity that comes in for you as well, as you calm down. That's a good thing. And you have the emotional stability here too. So this is them reminding about counseling and that them giving you these abilities and tools to allow yourself to have this consistent emotional stability in your life where that helps with all this energy too. so that you're like, I'm not having to fight and use so much of my energy to stay, here instead of tipping to the left or tipping to the right. I'm using more of my energy moving forward than trying to balance. And so, counselor is still uh, being brought up here, right? And then again, the Six of Cups, tapping into more, that's the past life energy, kind of energy that comes in, and allowing yourself to open up more and more to allowing this knowledge and experience in music from past lives to come through. In fact, there might even be a cool album or songs that you write about, me from the past, and you have different genres of music that you relate to, and going, this is, you might even give yourself nicknames for the different periods and say, here's me as Chopin, me as this, me as that, or whoever. You'll find your own unique creative way to express that, but it's like, flute and this and that, and the different way you play guitars and the different way you form the music. It's like, here's me through the millennia, something like that. But that's what's coming in for you there. All right, so exciting. I always love your adventure, Nova. So that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. Right. And then Amy J, you are up next. So thank you for your donation. And you want to know, what are Leo's feelings and next actions towards you? All right. Give these a couple shuffles. Let me just take a sip of coffee here. Pardon. All right. So let's tap in here. What is going on with Leo? What are his feelings towards you? Of course, this doesn't have to do anything to do with you, but this is what's going on inside of this Leo. So let's see here. Feelings. This one too. Nope, it's this one. It's feelings and intentions. So overall, we've got the Justice card on the bottom, and you can, of course, see the scales. And the scales are all about that they're, in this balancing, time period where they have the Ace of Swords as well. And that's about trying to see things more clearly, see things from a higher perspective, gain clarity about what I really want, capital T, high level what I want, instead of what I've been told I'm supposed to want all my life, small T truths that are rooted in fear. So they're working through that. And that's kind of like the underlying energy, just to know that when we get to intentions, I don't know if they're clear on it, because they're like, I have no idea what I want. But as far as the feelings that they want you to know about here, yeah, and it makes sense here. They are trying to figure out, because here's the Nine of Cups, which is, what is my dream come true? The Emperor is Aries energy, about, determining. They get a lot of advice, a lot of input from a lot of people growing up, right, in society. But this, I am going to decide what I want, but I'm trying to figure out what it is I want. And then once I do, I put a plan together and I put fire into it and move forward. But what is this dream come true? What is it? I don't know. I've been told a lot of stuff and I've been accomplishing some of it, but I get it. I don't feel any different. So what is my dream come true? It's supposed to feel different than this. And, this is the whole journey of the human, right? That we are told a bunch of stuff and then we're like, why isn't any of this working? It's like, because that's not, the outside world isn't what we're looking for. We're looking for that inward and upward, right? We're looking for the Ace of Cups, the chalice. And then once we fill up with that, then we look to the outside world, and then everything is above and beyond extra and beautiful. And it feels like a dream come true, but it feels empty until we find that self-love, right? In addition to that, the dream come true, they're trying to feel like, what does it mean here for, like I feel like I'm fortunate, like my abundance. I normally don't read it this way, but the combination of that Emperor and the Nine of Cups and these is the figuring out, like, where do I want to invest my energy, and and what will make me feel fortunate, what will bring fullness and wholeness into my outside world, right? One feels inward emotion, the other feels outward, like pentacles of how, what do I need to do to feel full in the outside world? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? Almost said some nasty words. What do I need to do to feel whole and complete emotionally, right? And so I feel like this is what they're really focused on. They're not, you know, it's not like they have emotions and they're focusing on that towards you. It's all about them. Leo, lower vibrational energy. It is all about them. Every zodiac sign has a lower expression, higher expression. So Leo's in the room. We know you're on the higher level. You're not so much, what about me? Me, look at me. What about me? Everything is about me. The Leo energy transforms from me. I'm the lion. I'm the king of the jungle to how can I help and lead and make the jungle the best place ever. That's the difference in the energy. But I feel like they're in the me stage. So it really is all about them right now. Yeah, they're in actions towards you. The temperance is taking their good old time, taking patience. Three of Cups can mean like a third party situation too. I hate being the bearer of that because I've been on the other side of that before. And I know it's a feeling, but it's a necessary feeling that we need to look at, realizing it's not about us, right? When other people are choosing or not choosing just us, possibly looking at what are my options. And sometimes it's not even that there is a specific third, it's more kind of fitting into everything that's going on here is like, okay, there's you and there's me. But there's this question mark about what if there's someone else? What if there's something even greater? What if there's something that's going to make me feel so full and complete and whole? I don't want to settle. That's that. You want to settle for me? What? That's the challenge of our self worth and the triggers that come up within us. And so when you realize everything they're going through is about them, I know with my mom, my dad had cheated on her. I don't know how many times. She knows of one for sure between my older brother and me being born. And, you know, she spent a lot of her life so they got divorced 20, after 20 something years. And then he got remarried and then he got remarried, and of course, divorced, divorced. And then he recently got married for number four, and she got married a second time. That didn't work out. Um, and but even up to like 10 years ago, or even like, when was I living there? I think it was, let's see, 2020. So back in 2019, 2018, 2019, 2020, around there. Um, there was still pain from that, even though it had been like decades, right? Um, and in sitting and talking with her, it was like, Mom, do you realize that his unhappiness had nothing to do with you? And she just looked at me like, what the hell are you talking about? Because it's not what we're taught. We're taught if someone else chooses someone else, or you know cheats on us or whatever, that means we're not enough. And it's like, no, no one can make us happy. We are the only ones that can make us happy. We can make it easier or harder for us to choose happiness or not, but we're the ones. And I go, excuse me, I go, if it was you that was the problem, you know, of unhappiness, then wife number two, wife number three, the girlfriends, whatever in between that he didn't marry, they would have been the ones that would have made him feel whole and complete. And I just saw this wonderful, beautiful little light bulb go off in my mom's brain. She was like, oh my gosh. And she was free from it. And I love that because she realized, yeah, his unhappiness wasn't on me, and that didn't mean anything about me at all. I usually say you could give someone the world, they could still choose to be unhappy. Because if they're unhappy in here, they can't be happy with anything in the outside world. And I like that. There's a lot of freedom that comes in knowing that no one can make me happy either. I'm responsible for my happiness. I can't put that on anyone. I can put it on everyone else if I want, but it's not true. I can believe my own little story, but there's this freedom that comes from it. And I just feel like it's important for you to know that with what's going on here. But they're all caught up in, I don't know what I want. Who am I? What do I want? I don't know what all these truths are, because they don't feel complete on the inside because they're looking for the outside world, right? So hopefully that helps, Amy. But that's what's going on right now for you. So hang in there, my dear, and thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. And then the final of the donations before we start the free readings, we've got I'm M. So thank you all for your patience in getting to your readings. I so appreciate it. I just don't feel comfortable rushing through readings for the sake of time, which is like when, it's like if you're ever at a post office and there's a long line and they're answering someone's questions and all that. We're like, hurry up with everyone. But when I get up there, please take your time and answer all my questions, right? So I usually go, you know what? I'm going to be patient because I would want that same experience from them. So they deserve that just like me, right? So there you go. So IMM. So your person. Oh wow. This here's the it's kind of what I was just talking about. If you rewind a little bit, if you haven't been listening, to talk about my mom, because but there was cheating going on in between, and there could have been without you knowing about it. But so 23 years you were together, and then they cheated. You're wondering if he's going to leave the third party and come back to you. All right, let's take a look here. In HTTPS, I see what he was saying about, people who cheat will be cheaters until they find that happiness on the inside, right? Because if they go to a third party thinking they're going to make me happy and then they don't, and they come back to you, they're just coming back to you like as a, what do they call it, a connecting airport until they catch another flight. If that doesn't work out, then they come back. And as long as we keep letting them come back, they'll just have us be a layover until they head off into that new flight where they're going to go, right? Because if they're unhappy in here, they're thinking it's you, and then them, and then them, and then them. It takes us a while as humans to realize that there's a common denominator in all these relationships that aren't working out, not feeling fulfilling. When we're pointing, there's these three fingers pointing back at us. So, there is some wisdom that can come with all that too. And let's take a look here. Based on current energies, is he going to leave that third party, first of all? Okay. And will they come back to you? And if they do come back to you, what do they want? Each and over here. All right. All right. So at the bottom of the deck, we have this Five of Wands, which is about this passionate conflict that's here. So, there's this, they like the excitement of finding and experiencing newness, right? There's this, there's this female comedian, a British comedian. She's hilarious. I don't know her name right now, but she was like, I recently got married, and she was like, oh, I know. Thank you so much. She goes, had I known though, it's like, when you eat some cereal and you're like, oh, this is such good cereal, and you realize if you commit to that cereal, that you're going to eat that cereal every day for the rest of your life. You're like, but I like some of this other cereal, So she went into this, and that's the kind of energy that I feel here, is that they like the newness of things, and and that's the whole thing. I feel like they would, if they did leave and come back, it's because they're looking for the next thing, and they're not necessarily, It's like it's a safety zone until they and no matter what their actions are, I'm the King of Swords. So this is a lot about getting in their heads and I don't know if they're an air sign, but there is this, airy type of quality about them, which means they get into their head. They do a lot of thinking, a lot of um, evaluating of things. They've got a lot of expectations that fill their head. And until they can get past these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets that, well, this is the way everything is supposed to be, and it's not. So it must be you, it must be them, it must be them. Ah, surely not me, because I'm doing what I'm expected to do, but everyone else isn't in their mind, right? And so this is the stories they have to get past those stories in order to leave the, third parties to come back if ever permanently. Let's see what else they have here. Yeah, see, they like the Queen of Wands. They like the passion. They like this fieriness, and that's what's drawing them to the outside world is this um fire, like they feel like they're alive and they don't feel like they're trapped, or they don't feel like that. And that's why when a lion escapes a cage, it doesn't come back to the cage and go, all right, I'm going to stay in here. They'll return if they get hungry and they can't find the food in the outside world for a little bit until they can escape again, right? And so I feel like, these next cards that are coming in here are for you, messages for you. And let me just turn these over so I can see what these are here. Yeah. So your first one is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups tells it's like your messages from spirit about leaving behind emotions that don't serve you, relationships that don't serve you, and to move forward, right? There's this, looking at the emotions below the surface to understand what's suppressed, what's pushed down there, right? Because this goes, the emotions that you're feeling go back a long way. You've got the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Cups. The Knight of Cups is on a quest for higher love. It's on a quest for this Ace of Cups, and here is the Ace of Cups coming in for you here. And what this tells you is kind of what I was mentioning with my mom's experience, which is a lot of our experience, where we're looking for love in the outside world because that's where we're taught to find it, but it doesn't fulfill us. It doesn't meet what we're looking for because it's conditional, it's temporary. People change, people walk away, people pass away, and it's conditional. It's when we turn inward and upward and we find eternal, unconditional, stable love. We're like, "Ah, finally, there it is, what I've been looking for." And then the outside world, we still want love in the outside world, but we don't need it. It's above and beyond extra. This is what a lot of these three cups are coming in here for you, is to have you realize that um, you know you don't need their love. You are not incomplete without their love. That the love that you've been wanting from them has been unstable and falling short this whole time too. Um, you were trying to convince yourself this whole time that it was something more than it was, right? When you can honestly step back and look at it and look at the emotions that happened, you're like, yeah, I tried to, in this fantasy world in my head, go, no, it's amazing and beautiful and wonderful. And, okay, you know, because if it's not, what does that mean about me? And that's that whole change of realizing things, The Two of Wands coming in tells you that every moment is a choice. The Two of Wands, we have lower vibrational experiences, stories and emotions and energy and actions that are rooted in fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough, fear of not being enough. But the higher vibration is the unconditional eternal love. We realize this is who we are, this is how we're loved by the universe, by the creator, by millions and billions and quadrillions and trillions of beautiful beings of unconditional love and light, and they love us so much. and we realize we're made of that energy and how powerful we are, then we're like, okay, I don't need to define myself by this smallness because I'm bigness. And, but I don't feel like that they'll leave to come back, quite honestly. The energy I feel is that they would leave from one to go to another, to go to another. Because it's always what a wonderful fictional story we have when it's like when we're the other person in someone's life, the third party, and we think, oh, they're going to leave their, spouse or partner or current girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever for me. And it's going to be it. They're going to be happy with me. And then you find out, well, they've left 5 of their last ones for the other person. Why is it going to stop here? You're going to become the one that gets left next, right? And so when we realize that, we can look at our fears, we can grow from it, we can understand what are the fears? What did I want to learn about myself through this relationship? Then I can transform it and I can leave behind the emotions in the relationship that doesn't serve me anymore because I've learned from it and I can move forward. And when we realize life doesn't happen to us, we come down here to experience what might it feel like to be a victim to life, and oh, why is life happening to me? And then once we're like, okay, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of being tied on the railroad tracks, I'm going to rip off these ropes, I'm going to become my own hero and rescue myself from the villain, of that I created within me for this experience. Realize life happens for me. Now, why did I want this to happen for me? What am I learning about myself? What am I learning about my journey? And there's where the freedom comes in. So hopefully that helps, IMM. But hang in there. You're definitely not alone. Trust me. We probably ask in here, how many people in here have experienced heartache and betrayal? Let's see, 1, 2, 3 times betrayal, and then other, other ways of being feeling disrespected, right? That there's a great book if you're interested by Deepak Chopra called The Path to Love, and it's a great book. Um, we read it in our praying mantis. I have it. There's a special playlist for my praying mantis members, which is $7.99 a month. That you have access to this playlist too, where I read the entire book. I break it up. We read a little bit each session, and it's a great book because it's one that really taught me um, that what I was looking for in other people, which was respect, because I felt I was being disrespected by being cheated on, how people were speaking to me, how felt I was being used, and when I realized, through his readings that what I was looking for in them, I needed to find in myself. I did throw the book across the room once because I was like, what? Man, I respect myself. And then I realized, no, I didn't. I'd always sacrifice myself for all my relationships. My friends knew it. They're like, hey, you must be in a relationship. I go, why? Because I haven't heard from you in 2 months. I'm like, oh, yeah, I kind of would give up everything for them, make them my life. And then I had no life. I'd give up myself. That's not respectful. That's not self-respect, right? So I learned a lot about it all through that. And it's an amazing transformational book if you're interested, if that resonates. All right. So hang in there, IMM. Many blessings to you. And thank you again for your donation. All right, everybody. So thank you for your patience in getting to the free readings. Let me just bring these over. I think I have about 20 free readings. So I'm just going to move these over so we can kind of go down the list here. And these will go faster because I only pull like 1 to 2 cards for the free readings. As you notice, donations, I do dive deeper. So if you're ever interested in any of those, we can do that. Or if you want an in-depth personal reading, I do offer those as well. All that information's in the description box of the video down below. All right. So let's get this going here. All right. I think we're set. Let me just take a sip. And macaroni, you're up first. All right. So a general for tomorrow at work. All right. What's going to happen? What did you do, macaroni? Just kidding. What did you do? What have you done? All right. Well, tomorrow is a day of choices. You have the Chariot card, which is your power of choice card. It is victory, it is movement. You have the Queen of Cups, who really is very intuitive. She not only rules over the cups with the king, she gets a second portion of cups, which makes her the master of emotion. So when I get a combination of like these two cards together, it really represents for me tomorrow is important about your emotional power of choice. No matter what happens in the outside world, it just is. But you get to choose whether it's you're going to choose a higher vibrational emotion like gratitude and joy and laughter and peace, and then you get more of that, or you're going to focus on lower vibrational emotions that are of fear, like anger and sadness and betrayal and whatever, then you get more of that. Because whatever you focus on and choose expands, but you are the one that gets to choose how you feel about any situation. And I love that for you because it's a very empowering thing to learn and realize is that I'm not a puppet to the outside world. When I believe all the lies I've been told all my life about when this happens, this is what that means. When that happens, this is how I'm supposed to feel. When that happens, this is the energy I'm supposed to invest. When that happens, this is what I'm supposed to do physically. When we're tied to that, I never saw that. They're so smart. When you're tied to that, then you are a puppet because whatever happens in the outside world, here's the story, here's the emotion, here's the actions. I'm gonna do what I think I'm supposed to do instead of I get to choose it, cut. I'm cutting all these old things that I'm tied to, and I'm choosing how I can feel through this. So I like it for you. Very empowering for you. It doesn't mean there's going to be a lot of drama, but there's always an opportunity for drama if we choose it, right? So I like this. Could have an amazing day full of joy and laughter and gratitude, or a day of wishing you didn't wake up. Excuse me, but that's what's coming in there for you. So many blessings to you, Macaroni. You got this. You got this. All right. And then Ateshi Singh, you are up. Will anything significant happen in your love life in the external world today and tomorrow, the 14th and the 15th? I don't know if there's anything significant. You got the Four of Cups, which is emotional stability, kind of going as it is. But the King of Wands does say that unless unless you do something, it ignites something it won't. King of Wands is like Emperor energy, where you choose what you want, putting a plan, putting action and movement in it. So it's pretty much saying, no, nothing happening in love life in the external world unless you ignite it, unless you like you ignite it. You're the one that initiate. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. Initiate it. And just the way it is for these 2 days. It's like, no, waiting for other people to initiate it. I like this. What are we waiting for to live life? Waiting for it to come to us. Let's just, grab it and go for it, right? And that's what I like this here for you is it's a short and sweet message for you, but no, it's just kind of go as it is until you get up and go. It's like your heart's not going to start to beat faster if you're just laying there. You have to get up and get active, and then your heart speeds up too. So emotion speeds up, love speeds up, but it takes you taking action, not waiting for it to come to you. especially for these 2 days you're mentioning. So that's what's coming in for you, Ateshi. So many blessings to you. And then Kritika Mahotra, hey! So you found your old classmate friend Akshat on social media today. Such a stalker you are. So I'm just kidding. What does he think of you or used to think of you? All right, let's take a look here. You know, nothing too big, really. We got more fours here. The stable, just stability, stable mind, stable outside world. They it's like there's not like an extreme amount of wow, or they don't think low of you. They don't think whoa, 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 whoa. They're just like, yeah, hey, how are you? You just are in their life with this, with these energies. There's nothing sparked there. There's nothing really below the surface there. They're just like, hey, I remember you. You're like, wow, okay, but so nothing big with that. Just kind of, you know, there, hey, I went to school with you. Um, but like I said, not something low like, oh God, I can't believe you're contacting me or whatever. They're like, oh, hey, just the norm. Nothing like, "Oh, I'm so glad I've been thinking about you every day since the class ended. No, nothing like that. All right. So, yeah, just stable mind, stable outside world. Nothing much more than that. So, there you go. Right. So, that's what they have for you, Kritika. Many blessings to you. And then Nelia, you wanted your free reading is any messages from your guardian angels. All right. You've got the Three of Swords and the King of Pentacles. This is like the fears and expectations of the outside world and stability. And I feel like what they're saying here is that, you know, there's this message about safety and security and sustenance, coming in. And it's like when we realize that it's not humans that bring us what we need in each moment, it is the creator, it is spirit that, brings us what we are needing. Maybe not everything our ego wants in the world, of course. There's a lot of stuff we don't need, but we're like, oh, I got to define myself by that. I want that. And they're like, you don't need that yet. They love giving us above and beyond just bread and water, to live and survive. They're like, oh, we want to give you more. And they always have and always will. We're well taken care of. We're, divinely guided and guarded and protected and cared for, just cared for. And that we can trust that we'll have our sustenance. And when we start getting caught up in the outside world about, am I going to find somebody that's going to bring me what I need in my heart? Like, we have everything you need for your heart. You're like, well, what about the outside world? Am I going to have someone, a job? People are going to bring me what I deserve and what I need? Well, we got you handled. We're going to take care of it all. Live your life. Trust us. Build this trusting relationship with them, because they deserve the trust. I mean, I'm almost 60 years old in a few years. And I'm like, I've never been without. And so I have a very trusting relationship that they've developed strongly since, especially over the last 4 years, with me stepping away and living a life that's so different than anything I've ever lived. And they definitely beautiful, trusting relationship. And you can have that. More and more and more. So that's what they have for you, Nelia. I like it. So many blessings to you. All right. And then up next, we've got Great Courts. So what message about the future does Spirit wish to give you here? All right. For now, they're saying here for the future, based on current energies, they're like, really take time for Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurturing yourself, being with yourself, getting out into nature, caring for you. The Ace of Cups is like self-love too. And it's like, really, there's this period of, it's almost like you're pocketed away from everything so that you have time to really give to you this love that you give so generously and openly to everyone else. but you're the one that out of everyone deserves it the most. And they're like, this is what you're looking for, the self-love that you're giving away to everyone, that you can give yourself more and more and more and more of it. And when you do, your life does feel full. It does take on a whole new meaning. It's like a rebirth that happens. And it's like you move from being a barrel where you plug in everyone at the bottom to give away to everyone, and everyone just drains you. And they're not draining you, but you're draining yourself, which is the reality. We drain ourselves giving to everyone else. And then, but we're not getting enough coming in to keep us feeling full. So we always feel empty. And then we get tired, we get exhausted, and we continue to give, and then we get resentful. Yay, right? But then that we become this chalice, we become this holy grail, we disconnect everyone. There's if we connect people down here, there's nothing that gets down there because the cup stops right here, right? So we become this chalice, then we fill up, and then everyone else gets the overflow. And then we have this feeling of fullness and wholeness. And that truly is the greatest gift we can give the world, is a healthy, full, overflowing us, because when they're at the bottom, they're getting that soot, the bottom of the barrel. They're getting the stagnant, sour, bitter water, right? And resentful water. But when we clear that away and we become that chalice, that one little drop that goes over the edge is like the nectar of the gods. It's sweet. It's so delicious. They'll take a drop of that over barrels of that other water any day. But it just takes a little bit of time for you to fill up and then to begin to overflow. And then people are like, wow, you feel healthy, you feel full, you feel whole, and you feel joyous. And I feel like this is what Spirit is wanting you to know right now, Great Courts. So that is what they have. So many blessings to you. And then Infinity. Hello, hello. So you had thought that Al and you were destined to be together, but you guess that isn't really true? Question mark. He probably doesn't even care that much and wouldn't really notice if we didn't talk anymore. All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, you do have the Seven of Swords, really coming in very strong here for you, because the Seven of Swords are your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about yourself that steal from you, that cheat you out of things in life because you have these beliefs in your head. Kind of like you just said here, one of your beliefs is people really don't care that much about me and wouldn't even care if I'm here anymore. What is that, right? That's a lower vibrational belief that comes from your childhood, that you feel like people felt about that way and acted that way, and so you have these beliefs that are bubbling below the surface that are like, I don't, I used to have one that I'm in the way, because I felt like that way. My mom worked a job and then took care of us and everything else. And so when she got home from work, it's like, all right, you're in the way. You need to get out, go out and play. I need to clean. You're in the way. You're creating a mess after I clean up. Get outside. It's like, I get it. I get it as an adult now. As a child, I'm like, I'm in the way. My dad was hardly ever home. I'm not worth my dad being home. I'm not important enough for him to be at home. So you develop all these lower beliefs about your worth and who you are and what you deserve and how other people think about us. And one of my big ahas was my last relationship that was over a decade ago, was um, I felt like they were trying to fit me in between the important things. Wow, right? The even bigger aha was when I realized they were a mirror for me, showing me that I was trying to fit me in between important things instead of making me number one. And so you have this transformation that's coming in. You have the Wheel of Fortune, these Seven of Swords. These situations are being brought to you so that you can transform these, so that you can look at this and see that life truly, every moment that unfolds is for us. Life doesn't happen to us. We come down here to experience what would it feel like if I was a victim and life was happening to me? Let's play that out on stage. Oh no, woe is me. The little damsel in distress on the railroad tracks, right? With the little villain with the black hat and the mustache, "Nyah, nyah, nyah," if you remember that from earlier in life. I don't know how old you are, but back when I was young, they used to have the melodramas, right? "Nyah, nyah, nyah," and then the hero in the white would come to the rescue, right? But there's this, clarity that comes in with that when we realize that that's not true. Life doesn't happen to us. That means we're a second thought, we're unimportant. Creators creating this life and going, well, if it affects you, well, but because I want this for everyone else. No, everything that happens in our life is specifically designed for us, for our experience. And things that are feel like obstacles and uncomfortable are there for our growth. They're to show us what we want to see about ourselves until we see it. So, Al and you, I don't feel like you guys are destined to be together. I feel like they're a stepping stone for your life to be yet another mirror. I know I had like five mirrors, long-termish mirrors, many other smaller short-term mirrors too. But long-term mirrors showing me what I wanted to see about myself until I saw it. And then I'm like, oh, then there's this freedom, this release that comes. And so these feelings of worth and being not good enough and people not caring and all this is below the surface, right? Even if consciously I deserve love, down underneath our little inner child is like, no, we don't, not yet. There's a lot we can look at below the surface to understand and get to the root of these seven of swords. But it is transformative and it is happening for you so that you could face these things. And if we don't face it, then guess what? The next one will show us the same thing. There's this great Instagram post that I saw that was like, oh my gosh, so accurate, like right between the eyes. It's, they said, like, it doesn't matter what mirror you look at, you're going to see the same thing until, the reflection isn't going to change until the person that looks into the mirror changes. And that was like my relationships. Yeah. Kept on going to a different mirror and I thought, oh, it's going to be different. But no, I still saw the same me until I did the inner reflection and looked at those beliefs and transformed those. So hopefully that helps, Infinity. That's what's coming in right now. So many blessings. All right. And then up next, we got Miniheel. And Miniheel, he says, when is long-term love coming in my life? How long do I have to wait? Oh, shit. Shoot. So you get the Temperance card, which is patience, patience, patience. tick tock, right? But you have the Judgment card, which is your higher self calling you to this higher place. And they basically is the timing all has to do with you, right? You can, like, love, it's a range. It's not a date and time in a minute. It's here's the earliest you could meet someone and here's the latest you could meet someone. The earliest you can meet someone means things have to change to speed things up to bring it here. Right now, it's like the range is way out here, like a year away, let's say. And if we just keep going, doing what we've always done, we're going to get what we've always gotten. And it's going to be that far. It's going to be shorter period of time that we know them. It's going to be full of lower vibrational energy, meaning lower vibrational emotions and experiences, betrayal, arguing, all those delicious fear-based energies. Or we can work on our own self-love, our self-worth, questioning these beliefs we have about smallness and limitedness and deservedness and what are all these rules, transforming them into something higher vibration, unconditional gratitude, joy, laughter, right? These emotions that are inside of us that can be cleared out, these beliefs, that don't serve us anymore. And as we change and we raise our self-love and our self-worth vibration, that speeds things up. And that is how we can meet our loves earlier because our vibration is higher. It draws in things faster. Low vibration is slow. So that is what they want you to know about timing. It is up to you. And it's about the extent that we look inward. Like I usually say, like Deepak Chopra's The Path to Love is a great book. Dealing with things from our past. There's a great book, The Presence Process by Michael Brown. There's also Tapping into Wealth by Margaret Lynch, helps us connect to our worth about the past. There's a bunch of wonderful, wonderful books, um, and so I feel like that this is what they want you to know is that the more that you look into these things and you cut away these old lower vibrational things, that's what speeds things up. That's what allows you to go to a higher vibration. And then that relationship, when you bring it in, isn't like a lower vibration. It is full of love, unconditional love, and joy and laughter and peace and gratitude. Now, so that's the message they have for you, Miniheel. So hang in there. That's what they have, though. So many blessings. And then Sean G. Hello, hello. So your message from your future self. What do you need to hear? All right. So the Seven of Cups shows a lot of emotions that you've had on your mind, like a lot of emotional choices, a lot of emotional options. And it's like your future self is saying here with the Three of Wands, different route, different direction. These seven are not what you're looking for here. There's something more, something different. And with whatever these emotional choices that you are trying to make, it's like a big, heavy sigh. It does. It feels so heavy. I just felt like I just needed to let it all go. It's like it's so much. Um, but it feels that way because there's a lot of supposed to be and should be and need to be, have to be and must be. A lot of these this pressure that's on there, and it's like your future self is let all that go, let all those expectations go, let these things fall away because they're not giving you, they're giving you what your brain thinks you should, or these are options that look good on paper, but your heart is going, what about me? I want to say so. And it's like give your heart a seat at the table and allow them. It's like the Three of Wands as well. If your brain made decisions, you'd go this way. If your heart made decisions, you'd go this way. But if they both can come together, then you can go this way. And it's like they're showing me like putting a line down a paper, putting heart, mind. And it's like, what does my heart want in a situation? What does my mind want in a situation? And just kind of sit in your heart and go from your heart, and then sit in your mind and go from your mind, and then step back and come together and go, okay, what kind of compromise, what can include a lot of this? And I feel like that's important for you to know. It's like a new way of approaching decision making in your life. So I like it. Your heart will be happy, your brain will be satisfied, and then the struggle and the conflict within also ends and transforms. So that's what they have for you right now, Sean. So many blessings to you. And then Maria P, your free reading is what is it that Walter likes about you the most? All right. Yeah. Six of Swords and the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands, the passion, the fire, the go, go, go energy that comes in here. So you do have a lot of fire, a lot of heat, a lot of, I don't know if you ever saw the birdcage. Your Guatemalaness, your natural heat. That was a good movie. So they like this passion that you have. And the Six of Swords. They like your mind too. The flow of your mind, the way I could hear him even saying, I like the way you think. I like where your mind's at. So you guys have a lot of similarities in how you approach things and think of things. And it's like you might, like I just did. That's funny. They're like, you might quote a like a quote from a movie, and they'll finish it, and you're like, "Oh my god, yeah," because you're right there, right? So they like it that you guys have a lot of similar thinking in the way you think, and that you're open-minded too. You're willing to let go of old ways of thinking and embrace new ways of thinking too. You're and I like that. They feel like there's this easygoingness. It's easy to talk with you too. And I like that. They're just very comfortable. Like the passion, this fiery too. They're just like, "Uh-huh." And so those are two of the things that they really like most about you. There's a lot of things they like though. There's like it's hard to say like, what's your favorite movie? It's hard to narrow it down to just one, but that's what's coming in for you, Maria. So I like that for you. So many blessings. And then lucky, you are up. Will Nicholas come in contact soon and explain his absence in person? I don't feel like they will. You got the death card. I feel like that's the ending. I don't feel like they will return. Um, this I don't think like they're dead. I just think like they've ended it. And the Six of Cups is this past life connection, though. So you guys have had past lives together, and so there's this little message that comes in here, Lucky, like, well, in another lifetime, you did this to me. So we wanted to see what it feels like to be on either side of this. Not out of, yeah, how does it feel? But they're like, but, realize that you have done this to others. So try to put yourself in those shoes. Try to remember your past life and go, oh, I see how this was in the past. And, you know, that's how it goes. Now, there's another message that comes in here a little bit too, that there's below the surface because um when someone just disappears out of our life, it leaves us with a lot of questions. Let's correct that. They're correcting it. They're saying it leaves your little human child, inner child, with a lot of questions because it thinks it takes it personally. Our little inner child. Why did you abandon me? Why did you leave me here? Because it's really an emotion that goes back to 7 years old and younger, where when someone abandons us, when someone doesn't want to play with us, when someone divorces and leaves us behind, or someone dies like a grandparent or a close person when we're young, and we're like, why was I left behind? We take it and we define it as something's wrong with me, and I need to know what I did wrong because I don't want this to happen again. And this is like this when someone stops contact and disappears, we're like, what did I do? And it's like nothing. you know their actions are about them, not about us, because we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. And so even if I'm like, oh, I need to get away from this person and I just can't talk to them anymore, that's all going inside of me. I may not even know who that person is because all of what I'm seeing through my little Google glasses or whatever is all based on my conditioning and my past and my feelings and my emotions and my beliefs and my energy. And so there's like this release that can kind of happen here going, you know what? Their actions, nothing to do with me. A waste, well, it's not really a waste of our energy because we come down here to feel like what it might feel like to waste our energy. So it's really not a waste because it's an experience of trying to figure out everyone else when you're like, it's not very productive. We'll put it that way. The most productive use of our energy is to look at us. What are my thoughts? What's going on inside of here? What are my emotions in relation to this situation? What's my energy? What are my actions? And when we look and go, okay, what is this mirror showing me? In fact, it's a good turnaround that we can ask ourselves. When are you going to come back in contact with you? When are you going to connect to your higher self and your true self? And can you explain your absence? Why did you abandon yourself? Deep, right? So I feel like that's what they want for you, Lucky. I'm gonna leave you with that. Wow. But many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. And then Patricia, you are up. So message for the rest of July. All right. Wow. Look at this. You got the full card and the star card coming in. So, the star card is about dreams come true and wishing upon a star, and the full card is like it's the zero, it's the brand new jumping off and leaping forward energy. And I feel like there's clarity, if not steps that you're taking by the end of the month where you feel like you're stepping towards your dream. You're at least getting clarity on what this dream is, and you're beginning to put plans together. And I feel like you're even starting to take some action on some of the plans before you do this huge leap. But if you, depending on how much energy you invest into it, there's this possibility of, I know exactly what I want to do, my dream come true, and I'm doing it. Whoosh, here I go. And I just feel like there's a strong nudge, the strong awareness, the strong clarity coming in about what this is and how to go about it. Um, so I like it. I like it. But it all depends upon how much energy that you're putting into spending, clearing away and getting out of your head and into your heart, connecting and going, how do I uniquely want to share this unconditional love in my heart with the world in my own special, unique way? How do I want to do that? And I'm putting a plan together and going to do it. So I like that for you, Patricia. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. And August monthlies came out, so you might go check that out and see what unfolds in August, if that gives you any insight too. So many blessings. And then Magana, you're up. Hi. So VG, a really good friend of yours, recently became single. Whoa. And has randomly started flirting and getting closer, but he's just a good friend to you. What does he actually think about you? So let's take a look here. Yeah, I feel like here with the King of Swords, I don't know, are they an air sign? But there's this, getting into their mind, into their head with this Ace of Pentacles. They're flirting, and I feel like they're trying to think about options, and there is kind of like this serial monogamy energy that I'm feeling. I used to do this. That's why they're all poking in my. I get it, all right, but it's just you go from a relationship, out of a relationship, into another one, into another one, into another one, when it ends, because you just want to feel that closeness, and like you belong and that you matter, and I feel like there's a little bit of that that's coming in here. I feel like they're really in their head a lot, and they're trying to find out how can I get into another relationship? I need a new, the Ace of Pentacles is I need this new opportunity. I need this new experience. So I feel like they're caught up a lot in their head, a lot of stories, a lot of thought and belief up here. So, I feel like they're flirting. I feel like they're kind of scared a little bit. I feel like they're kind of treading water, kind of feeling, till they can find another relationship. And it just feels like they're really in a way, facing some demons, some old beliefs of fear that are below them, that they'd rather try to stay busy, try to stay active so they don't have to think about it too. So I don't feel like there's like this, I love you, and to be with you. It's more thinking, well, maybe this could work. Maybe you could be in a relationship with you because you're really cool. You guys get along, you're good friends, but I like where you're coming from. Like, I used to tell friends of mine that, hey, do you ever think of like dating? And I'm like, well, let's put it this way. You can be like a boyfriend or girlfriend and be in my life for a short period of time, or stay my friend and be in my life for the rest of my life. What would you like? That's where I was at the time. And that's why I feel This is at the time. So hopefully that helps, Magana. And feel free to use that if you want. All right. So that's what's coming in for you there. So many blessings to you. All right. Let me move the rest of these over here. We're getting close here. So hang in there, everybody. We've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 7 left. So hang in there. We are rounding the turn. So BJ, you're up, and you want to ask if Marwan will offer you a relationship in the near future. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit have to say here? I don't necessarily feel like it's in the near future. We have the 10 of Cups, which is like a joy, celebration, fullness of love. But the 5 of Pentacles kind of stands in the way because the 5 of Pentacles is these beliefs of lack, of falling short, fear of abandonment, being left behind, being left out in the cold. And though they have a lot of emotion, they have a lot of desire, not even desire, but just a lot of emotion, a lot of care, a lot of that emotion that's there. The 5 of Pentacles is, yeah, but what if, and what if it's not enough? What if it doesn't work out? What if this? What if that? But they're looking at all the lack, the lower vibrational piece of it all. And, the worthiness. Well, they wouldn't want to be with me for a long time. This won't work out. The other ones didn't work out. People leave. There's people will abandon me. I'm just going to be left behind. Why even get into it? They've got these beliefs. Even if it's not conscious, it's subconscious. It's rolling below there, making all these decisions, self-sabotaging old relationships that they had. And I feel like they're just like, they see the pattern that they sabotage it. And so there's this hesitancy in offering any kind of a relationship because when they get to that point, it usually blows up. The person leaves suddenly or rejects them. So I feel like there's a pause in taking action because these fears outweigh the good feelings they feel they would get. They're like, it would be nice, but it's not worth it yet. So that's what's coming in there, BJ. You're like, I know. But it's a good time to look at your own emotions and your own feelings that relate to that. Because it's not by accident we draw on people who mirror things to us. It allows us to look at how is that somehow inside of me? How can I transform that for me? Right. All right. So that's what's coming in, BJ. So many blessings to you. All right, make sure to get things out of order here. Okay, so Nature 1111, you are up next, and you wanted a love reading. All right. Well. So Nature, you've got the 10 of Swords and the 2 of Swords. So, there is this regarding love advice from Spirit saying to have a successful relationship in the future, it's important to let go of a lot of these expectations. The 10 of Swords is letting go of those supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's and must be's and all the be's. But it's, getting out of our head and all these belief systems and these expectations that are rooted in fear of, well, if these things don't happen, like they have to be that way, I have to be this way, this is how we're supposed to meet and how it's supposed to progress and where it's supposed to go. There's a lot of fear, a lot of things that are connected to that keep us restricted, keep us small, keep things from moving forward, right? And the 2 of Swords is about you get to choose what story you apply to things. We can choose those lower vibrational fear beliefs, and then we've restricted life, and this person that we're trying to find is on back order for 1,000 years. But if we drop expectations, there's someone here, and we're able to be, this beautiful connection with someone that doesn't meet up to the expectations we grew up with, but that's okay. Those are all lies anyway, right? They're fears. Fear is FEAR, false evidence appearing real. It's not true. It's stories we were told, but you get to change your story. You get to choose your story and go, I don't want any of that stuff. I want freedom. Expectations suck the life out of a relationship because we keep focusing on who someone's not being instead of who someone is and celebrating that. And who wants to be around nagging where we're nagging each other about who you didn't do that, you didn't do this, you're not that. Like I said, it smothers the flame of romance and attraction and love. But if you're focusing on what you're grateful for in someone every day, who doesn't want more of that, and the flame gets bigger and brighter. So I feel like that's what they want you to focus on right now here, nature. Otherwise, we're going to keep doing what we've always done and getting what we've always gotten. Right. So that's my message for you there, my dear. So many blessings to you. And then Ashvin Ray, you are up. Hello, hello. So you're very confused in life. Please guide you through. Yeah. Welcome to humanity. Let me take a sip here. This is gonna. Okay, we got to take a drink for this one. Even if it is just coffee. Okay. So, you know, confusion, whenever we're confused, a good indicator or a good awareness that brings is that our human, we're only confused when we're in fear, right? Because we're brilliant. When we're calm and peaceful, we've got connection to this brilliant brain of ours, full of wisdom and knowledge and experience. And we're kind and we're loving and we're caring, right? But when this little inner child that's in here feels unsafe or out of control, alarm sound and this part of, that what we're talking about gets disconnected. We're like, our intelligent, compassionate, loving side is gone, right? We're confused. Our brain does that because it doesn't want us thinking when it's in fear, wondering, I wonder if that's a lion, a tiger, a grizzly bear, or a leopard. Rah. Well, it doesn't matter anymore. It wants us to go, oh, heck, and fight or run. It doesn't want us to think. And so when we're confused, then we're in fear. And generally, it means that we've got a lot of supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's and expectations. And, something's happening and we're afraid we're making a wrong decision, or I don't want to make the wrong decision. So we're freaking out and of life and we're panicking. But if we take big, deep breaths, just hold it for a sec and then keep repeating that till we feel our calmness come back. When our calmness comes back, guess what else comes back? Our intelligent thinking, beautiful brain, our caring, our loving, compassion. And then we can look at things more clearly and realistically, make choices. And if we don't know what choice to make, then we can ask Spirit too. We can ask Him, what is it that would be for my highest experience in the outside world and for me, my insides too. And I need clarity. Can you bring me clarity? They don't mess in our lives unless we consciously, of our own free will, ask them questions. We give them things we'd like them to work on before we come down here. I call it the honey-do list. But down here, they honor our free will and they kind of keep hands off until we ask. And they're sending us repeating numbers and synchronicities just to go, just in case you forgot, we're back here. We're your support. If you need anything, just saying, all right. They won't meddle without us asking them to. So you can ask them for clarity. They will bring it for you too. That's what's coming in here with the Hermit card, is about stepping back from all the chaos, all the noise that's out there, and connect with Spirit, the Hermit. And the 10 of Pentacles. I do feel like a lot of this has to do with fears around what does abundance in the outside world look like, relationships, education, money, family, children, animals, homes. All of those things are usually shown on a 10 of Pentacles, which is the fullness of life. What does fullness of life mean? Gosh, we've got so many opinions that are given to us growing up what that all means. No wonder we're confused, right? Because this person says, being wealthy, having, $1 million in the bank means that will bring you fullness. Other person, no, living by day to day is how you feel fulfilled because that's what spiritual people do, whatever. And then, it's like, oh, this, being funny is what makes life fulfilling. Well, being serious, all this contradictory messages because everyone has a different opinion. And when we look to everyone else's opinion to define us and to decide what we're going to do, it is overwhelming and confusing. So take a big deep breath, clear away, and dismiss all those things, and then connect to spirit and go, I need some guidance, please, from above. You guys are the smart ones. You see eternity, you see everything. You're the eye in the sky. Tell me, so what is for my highest experience? And they will. So hopefully that helps a little bit there, Ashvin. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. Whoops. Too many things there. All right. And then up next, we've got Victoria. So, Victoria, you're facing homelessness with children. And what do you see coming towards you in the next few weeks around this? All right. Yeah, I can definitely see here this shaking and this rattling going on in your life here with the devil card, which is like the shaking and the rattling of your belief systems, the supposed tos, the shoulds, the need tos, the have tos, the musts. And the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Cups is like the opposite. It's like dreams come true. But when you get both of these together, there is this, it's like this rattling and shattering of what does a dream come true look like? What does the perfect life look like? Because it's all these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos. These are all tied into fear. And when we focus on what things are not being, then we grow those things. We push things further away. It just grow. It's like if you ever heard of the Native American saying that, within each of us, there's a white wolf and a dark wolf. Whichever one you feed the most is what grows and wins, right? So if we feed the lower vibration, the fears, the lack, the other things that happen in life, then we grow that and that gets bigger and we invite more in and it gets larger. But when I stop feeding that and I start feeding, what am I grateful for in the moment? I'm with my children, um, I'm grateful that I have my children with me. I'm grateful that we have enough food. I'm grateful that we have shelter. I'm grateful that, this, then more of it comes, right? And even I'm grateful that, I know that my every need and our every need is in your hands, Creator. It's not humans that bring me what I need in each moment. It's you. And I'm so grateful that you will bring me everything I need in each moment. And thank you for opening up and bringing to me clarity on what's my next move. Who can I reach out to? What's next? And listen, get still and listen, get into that gratitude. And then that changes things. Because if you keep doing what you're doing now, you're just going to get more of what you had. But when you change your energy, then things change because we keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. We've heard it all before for many, many years now, right? That's the definition of insanity. It's like, nope, I need to change my energy and then things will change. And then you'll be guided to go, okay, there's this women's shelter that allows me to stay there with kids for a while. Or there's this state or government place that I can go. I can ask for this assistance. Or you bump into an old friend, and they're like, oh my God, I haven't seen you forever. How are you? And you're like, I'm kind of in a unique, interesting place. They're like, what? And they're like, oh my God, come stay with us. We've got room in the basement. We've got a partially finished basement. You guys can come live there. We've got a bed down there. Blah, 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 blah. There's going to be something when we start to trust the creator and change that energy, then you can see those changes come too. So hang in there, my dear. But yeah, we can't keep doing what we've always done, expect things to change. There is this, all right, I'm going to start gratitude. Show me, Lord, show me the way. All right, hang in there and sending you lots of love and hang in there. All right. So Up next, we've got Priya. So, Priya, your current situation of your haters, your in-laws. Oh my gosh. What is going on? So, so advice on your current situation, Priya, is pretty clear. It feels a lot like what we just talked about with Victoria. But the Page of Wands is about owning your energy. What are you focusing on with your energy? Because that's what grows and expands. The World card is an ending of an old cycle, beginning of a new adventure. It's the last card in the major arcana. And what this shows you is that if I'm focusing on who my in-laws are, the things that they're doing that I don't like, my energy tells the universe, you know what I really, really like? And the universe is like, what? What would you like more of? I really hate that my in-laws do this, that they act this way, they do this, they don't do this and that. Oh, okay. Well, we'll bring you more of that. Thank you. That's what our energy does, right? When we focus on our fears, what we hate, what we are missing, what we're wanting, we push all that stuff away because that's how energy works. If I'm focusing on wanting, then I tell the universe, I really enjoy wanting, not having, but wanting, right? I focus in on what I'm missing. I'm telling the universe, I enjoy missing things, so don't bring it, because if you bring it, I can't miss it anymore. So the wants and the misses get pushed away. The hate, I really hate, you know, haters. We get more haters. I really fear that my in-laws are going to do this and do that and not do this and not do that. Thank you. More of that, right? So when you, with that Page of Wands, you're stepping into your power, realizing whatever I focus on is what I ask for more. Imagine a little kid going into a pastry shop, the glass case that has all the pastries, and it goes and it points at everything it hates. Or even half the donuts it hates, half the donuts it likes, then they're going to get a box full of donuts of half the things they hate, half the things they like, right? But if we focus on pointing at all the stuff we love and want more of, then we get more of that, right? So there's this adjustment that can be made with your in-laws. I'm going, you know what? I'm going to start with myself, looking and going, what am I grateful for my in-laws? If you love your husband or wife or partner, then it's, well, they birthed and brought them into the world, and I'm glad because I wouldn't have met them if they didn't. Even if it starts like that, I'm grateful that they birthed this person, that they kept them alive all these years. And then you can start to see things that you enjoy about them, that they do bring, that they do have. And as you see that, then that they start to do more of that. You start to recognize more things to be grateful for in them. Because whatever you focus on the most, you become an expert at. You can either become an expert at finding out what's wrong with everyone or what you love and what you appreciate about everyone. And then that grows. If you do the other, that grows. Even more things to be irritable about. And you become an expert where you can find something wrong about someone when no one else can, right? But gratitude, you can also become an expert where you can find amazing things about people um, when hardly anyone else can. And then you can even start verbalizing your gratitude toward them for things. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that you do this and you've done this consistently. Thank you for bringing this person into the world. I'm so grateful to you. And when we have gratitude, wow, what a difference it makes, right? If people come to you and tell you how grateful they are about things that you are, then you want to do more of that. But if people are telling you how bad you are, then you're not you don't want to be there. You want to be somewhere else. You don't want to listen to them, be around them. And so it starts with you. Your energy draws to you what that. And if as you are have gratitude towards others, people will also start having gratitude towards you. It's amazing the energy you hold. And I feel like that's what they want you to know right now, Priya. So yay, I'm sorry. That's the answer. ah. Is there an option B? But hang in there. I'm sending you lots of love. I know it's not the easiest situations, but it's happening for you, and there's beautiful freedom and power on the other side of this. So hang in there. All right. Many blessings. And then Moonlight 5. Hello, hello. So you're wondering about your economy. Will it soon get more stable here? You know, you do have the Three of Pentacles and the Lover's card. The Three of Pentacles is about creativity, being true to yourself. Lover's card, that's the power of emotional choice. And when we get something like that, it's like your economy can get more stable, but it's your emotional choices um, need to get more stable first with that coming in there. My host, she's so funny. She's putting a tree branch in front of my window. She must be out working on the yard. She'll put, like, when it snows out, she'll build little, because my window's like right at ground level. She'll build little snowmen, and I'll open my blinds and they'll see them. And now she's putting a tree. Is that supposed to be a Christmas tree? A spring tree? Is it a donation to the universe? But she's so funny. Sagittarius. Sorry. But that's a big piece of it, is joy and celebration and higher vibrational energy. That's so perfect. I mean, she came at the exact right time, because we're talking about emotional choice with the Lover's card. If I choose lower vibrational energies, I draw in more lower vibrational experiences. If I focus on gratitude and laughter and joy and unconditional love, then that also brings in higher vibration and more of those things. And so the stability of your economy, and especially with this creativity, when we're in fear, when we're concerned, when we're focusing our energy on lack and not having enough and fears, we draw that in. We push money in abundance and stability away. Because when I'm focusing on my instability, when I'm focusing my emotions on lower vibration, telling the universe I really enjoy that and I want more of it. They don't listen to our words. Our energy is what draws things to us. Um, so I feel like if you'll sit in and start a gratitude journal where every day you are, what are you grateful for about your finances? Try to put something different every day for 30 days and put that in there. I'm grateful for the stability I've had in my income. I'm grateful for this today. I'm grateful for that today. You can even ask in the morning, Spirit, I'd like you to show me something. Bring me a gift today of abundance, of stability and finances. And then at the end of the night, write down everything you're grateful for around your, economy. And you're going to start to see some changes in this Three of Pentacles. The more you connect to that higher vibrational love and energy, it opens up our creativity. Whereas before we're in fear and our brain is kind of shut down on creativity and seeing things differently. When we're opened up to the higher realms, we have access to all these creative ways of going, what, what, you know, um, I had no idea I'd be able to live comfortably with as little as I make throughout the year now, compared to where I was almost six figures being a manager in a corporation. But I wanted to live my life, but I sold my vehicle, I sold my condo, and I simplified. And I was getting to the point where my savings was going to be running out, and I'm like, all right, creator, am I going to get a job, or are you going to open up something else? I can't see any other option besides getting a job and finding somewhere to live, but I'm giving it to you. And then ring ring, my host called me up and said, hey, I bought a house and my basement's all open. Why don't you come and live in the basement? And I want to make this my gift to the world. You live here and do what you do. And I don't want anything from you. And I'm like, what? And those are the things that can happen. Creativity, ways that we don't think can happen. So your economy, even if your money stays the same, you might find a cheaper way of doing something. Um, you know, Something you get a discount, and it saves you a bunch of money or something. And you're just like, wow. But we don't limit the creator when we're in that gratitude space. We limit the creator and spirit when we're in fear because we're saying you have to work within these parameters. When we're in gratitude, we're like, you can work within these parameters, and more comes in. So hopefully that makes sense, Moonlight 5. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. And then lastly, but definitely not leastly, we have Hot Sun. So Hot Sun, we will do this. And for if I missed anyone, my deepest apologies. I thought I went through very clearly here. But if I missed you somehow, comment on the video and I'll see if there's something we can do. But I'll be back next Friday morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time for the next free readings. I got a ton of free content on my main page. Monthlies for both July and August. Solstice relationship readings for every individual zodiac sign, covering all three, kind of our relationship statuses: single and looking, marriage and or in a relationship, and happy hermits. It's all about relationship, not necessarily romance. For those of you not looking for that, the happy hermits, and a bunch of other stuff too. So be sure to check those out. And I also have personal readings. Relationship readings are still half off for another week, and some other services. If you check out the description box of the video down below, it has all that, and also on my main page at bordazen.com. As soon as I'm done here with Hot Sun, I will post a comment listing the order in which all the readings were completed, so you can find your reading much more clearly as well. So thank you guys again for all your patience in getting to these readings. So Hot Sun, hello. Can you check on what's going on with Matty Moo? He's been posting sort of sad messages on social media, and you're worried and confused. All right. Five of Cups. There are transforming some emotions, some lower vibration to higher vibration. Ace of Swords is about gaining clarity and trying to see things from a different perspective. So I feel like they're going to be okay here because 5 is a number of change and transformation. And the Ace of Swords, again, is seeing the truth in things, seeing the clarity, seeing things from a higher perspective, cutting away some fears. So I like it from, I don't feel like there's anything, I just feel like they have a habit of focusing on the darker side of things, right? The glass is half empty. I just feel like that's kind of their mood of their life up to this point anyway. So when something happens, they go into the dark. They're used to swimming there. They face it, they look at it, they express it. They like the attention they get from it. Then they get over it and then they move back and flip back and go the other direction, right? So it's their little cycle that they go through. So I don't feel like there's anything to be concerned about there. But there is some, your worry, your fears, your confusion. This is coming up for you. It's not by accident that you're, with friends with Matt and associated with Matt, because this was their agreement to show you this. Because these triggers that go inside of you of I'm worried, I'm confused. The confusion is when we go into fear, we get confused. We're in fight or flight mode. But what are you worried about? You're worried about them killing themselves, taking their lives. Where does that come in? What in your life has it happened with other people? Did it happen when you were younger? Do you have this fear of being blamed for other people's actions or non-actions, their words or their silence? Are you concerned that they won't be in your life anymore? What is the fear at the root of this for you? Because these triggers are yours to look at. Like they're going through their little review of whatever they're going through. This is what you can do. You can learn from it, see the mirror and go, okay, how am I set on the inside? I'm posting sad messages to myself in here. So I can't do anything about Matt except send him love. In fact, and it's normal for our our soul, when someone is in pain and suffering, our soul activates to want to care, and sometimes there's nothing that we can do, and so they need to they can only take care of themselves. But for you, I'm going to put here down in the comments next to your name, there's an episode 7 of my Take 10 was then called Heartache, which is a when we feel like we're not, like we feel helpless and being able to help someone. It talks about how we can send love to them. That's the biggest thing that we can do. If we can't do anything in the physical world, like go over and go, do you need a hug? Or do you need money and I have money? Or if we can't do anything like that, then, or if we don't want to do anything like that, we can send love instead. Like, if something happens, a devastation somewhere on the other side of the world, we can send love to it. But that talks about that. But it definitely is something that you can look at around your own emotions, your own fears, and see what's the trigger. Where's this belief that you are responsible for other people's emotional choices, mental choices, energetic, physical actions, unless you're going to be around someone 24/7 chained to them or become conjoined twins. You can't do anything for anyone else besides give love, right? So, or actions rooted in giving love, right? So hopefully that helps Hot Sun, but I just feel like it's a cycle for them. If you look at their life, you're like, yeah, they always do this. If you honestly look at their life, they like going into the dark because they do. They post sadness to get attention. And they used to say that most people who are, if anyone's suicidal, they usually truly suicidal. They usually don't tell anybody. They just do it. But if people are like, "Oh, I'm sad, I'm suicidal," they're wanting attention, and it's a cry for love, and that's okay. We can answer that cry for love as well. So hopefully that helps, Hot Sun. Much love to you, and thank you so much, everybody, for your patience getting to your readings. That is it. So, like I said, and here in a moment, I will post a comment and pin it listing the order in which all these were completed, and I shall return next Friday at 11 a.m. for the free reading. So until then, remember every second of every day of your lives that you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon.